Welcome to this session on teaching listening. In this session, we're going to briefly discuss some theories of how listening works and how students can develop their listening. Then we're going to talk about how we teach listening, what students' difficulties are, and what we can do to move towards a more process-based approach to listening. Finally, we're going to explore some tips and some technology that can be useful when teaching listening. Throughout this session, we will work with actual listening activities and lessons for you to evaluate. So just to start off, how do we listen in a foreign language? Well, listening consists mainly of two directions of processing. The first is called decoding or bottom-up listening processing. This means translating the acoustic cues that we hear into sounds, words and phrases, and then reaching an abstract idea. For instance, when we hear the word thread in a text, we may wonder if we've heard a th or a b sound. The second type of processing is called meaning building or top-down processing. Top-down processing refers to drawing upon knowledge of the world, the speaker, and what has been said to enrich the literal meaning derived from decoding. For example, we may remind ourselves of what the theme of a spoken text is to make sense of a word. If the theme of the text is baking, for example, we'll be more inclined to believe that the word we heard is bread rather than bed or thread. Decoding and meaning building happen simultaneously, not in any specific order, and students need both in order to be able to successfully understand the text. So how do students learn to listen in a foreign language? Well, according to information processing theories, they go through a cognitive stage in which they acquire declarative knowledge about listening. Then they move on to a more controlled stage in which they gradually proceduralize declarative knowledge. And then finally they reach an autonomous stage in which the input is processed automatically, requiring less mental attention. The goal of listening development, therefore, should be developing automatic listening processing, a type of listening that's less demanding cognitively and that is more effortless, just based on hearing sounds of words and linking them to meaning, like we do in our first language. It seems then that if this is the goal of listening development, then we should do this in the classroom. But my question is, do we?